Makka. Makka wali amazzi bagayita Zamzam. Amazzi ga Zamzam nabbi yagamba limashuri balahu kyoganywera Katonda kyakuwa. Senga osomeddwa nina bentutte bangi nga babadde balwadde bagenze malwaliro ag'enjawulo simanyanga nsigo agenda okudda nga bamugaya ensigo zonna okusinga ebyuma ebikebera. Waliwo yakanywako muvubuka muto we yawulira nga nsoma nti amazzi ga Zamzam we njogedde ku Zamzam oli n'anywa kalwenzi oli n'akamalamu amazzi ga Zamzam kyoganywera Katonda kyakuwa. Kati we nagoogerako obulungi bwago oli kye yakola n'anywa amazzi ago. Kati nga simanyi kyaganywera ndaba muntu kunywa busaanikira. We yadda nanga muganda wange akakebe kammeka ne mugamba tebagatunda bagaba magabe kuba nange gye ngajja tebagatunda gabwerere. Nangamba mpaako ne mugaso ko mbulire waganywedde wasabye eki. Nangamba ekituufu mmaze ebbanga lyonna n'ajja ti wange nga takkiriza nga konti ndi musajja naye nanywedde obusaanikiro obwo. Kumakya nabadde ngenda ajja ti nangamba barakallahu fika barakallahu kitegeeza ki gwe yali yeebaza ki. So kati waliwo ebintu ebikola ki ebireeta omukisa. Waliwo gundi bagiyita zaiti zaituni bwemugendako mu maduuka naddala ag'abawarabu naye mu Uganda wano watera obbawo ebyokufera bamuyita olive oil ava mu muti baguyita zaituni. Katonda agoogerako n'agamba yuqadu min shajaratin mubarakatun zaituna, ava mu muti ogw'emikisa gwe bayita zaituni. Era bw'omunoonyanga n'omufunamu abatambulatambula noonya olive oil yennyini oli origino omwesigo ge Katonda wange neesiga butono nsaba ompa omukisa gwateeka mu muti guno. Bamwesiga bw'omwesiga Katonda akuteekako omukisa. So bigabo tebijja kuba bingi naye njagala bakubiriza mu bintu bye bamusaba Katonda ateeka omukisa mu leediyo yaffe, ateeka omukisa mu ggwe kennyini obe wa mukisa. Batuuka ekiseera nga naawe olumya abalabe omutwe tajja givuga nga balaba ate ogireese, watajja kuwangala nga balaba ewangadde ate oleese endala n'eriweeri esomba bikuta byanteezo. Kakati obalumye mulina okulumya ku balabe bammwe emitwe. Tajja kufumbirwa ofumbira ozaala abalongo. Tajja genda Katonda abikole tajja kuwangaalirayo bagenda mugoba balabe nga bakuza. Goloza omulabo bomulese kyekimu abayagala kukolola mutima mulina olumya ku balabe bammwe. Naye omulabo omulumya otya nakuwanika mikono mu bbanga kusipa Katonda. Temusaba bantu bannammwe musabe Katonda. Abantu bageya abantu balimba abantu badisappointinga. Katonda talumya yekka. Yajja buli lunaku ku ggulu erisooka saawa 9 ogw'ekiro n'abuuza fahal min sa'irin, mwabeebase tewali alina ky'oŋŋamba nkikuwe. Kati awooza okukira n'owanika mu lulimi lw'otegera toogera Luwarabu ojja kuwemula. Yogera Luganda loge Katonda wange nze gundi weeyabye omweyanjulire nze gundi. Omuzungu munaamuvuunulira mundeke ali mubeera bwetyo nge Katonda nze gundi muzzukulu wa gundi mutabani wa gundi. Are we together my sister? Owulira? You're hearing? Kyogamba bitegera bulungi. Mwana wa wano njagala bakubiriza mukisa ne bwe njogera ogwo musabe Katonda ateeka omukisa. Si mu mbeera ya kwewaana. Nze ng'omuntu ndikyakulabirako nali mbaddeko mu bulamu nga buzibu okufuna school fees natembeeya mawulire. Okubeera obulungi olina genda otembeeya engoye. Naye Katonda ono teyeebaka era bw'obanga tewevumanga nsi buli kimu kisoboka. Waliwo essuula mu Qur'ani bagiyita surati Duha. Essuula eyo Duha yakka ekkira ku Nabbi Muhammad sallam ng'emugumya kuba Nabbi yafuna obuzibu Muhammad obubaka tebukyakka. Njagala message Katonda gye yamuwa nammwe ngibawe. Obubaka tebukyakka naggwamu amaanyi n'alowooza oba Katonda amukyaye. Nene bw'oyinza okubeera awo omwami omunoonya abuze ate amufunye akutawaanya n'onoonya omwana abuze bakoogerako ogata tebiwera olwala ne weebuuza naye Katonda kiki Nabbi bw'obuzibu bwe yafuna. Obubaka tebukyakka abalaba alina bangi bamwogerera baagala kumutta n'atuuka n'akwata ku ttama n'aga naye omuntu abadde ki nakola ki Katonda. Katonda nassa ebigambo bino bye njagala nammwe mbabuulire n'amugamba Duha wallayli idha saja mu aya eyokusatu verse eyokusatu n'amugamba nti ma waddaaka rabbuka ma qala. Bw'omukozi wa leediyo eno Katonda otakuvanga muwadde okwerabira. gamba bigamba nabbi gwe byonna bibeere challenge zonna zibeerawo ne ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala katonda otakuvangamu wadde okwerabira. Lwaki nanyini woteeri eno bye mukali mu ttaka goli mulamu goloza yeta kulaba lwaki yatwala mugwe n'atwala oli kitegeeza ki katonda otakuvangamu wadde okwerabira akumanyi era akulaba. Byonna bye mulaba biziwumufuna n'ofuna challenges koogerera kola biki kulwana kulemesa katonda alina kyakuzimbira maaso awo by'olinyumiza abantu nze gwolaba nenna wangula ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala katonda takuvangamu wadde okwerabira. Walal akhiratu khairun laka min al ula entandikwa eba yakusogolinga kuba tutandisa tutya tugenda kera kumacha tujje nga radio eno enamba emu entandikwa bwetyo bwebeera enkomerero tujja kudda omwaka ogudda pozi nga munamu ngobite munzizi naye omwaka ogujja njabaga amujjukira kye zobaini nalikoni wentera okubeera ntera ogamba abantu bange timulinziza wano ngamba kisinga kaawo era bwe nabadde mukolo gwabadde ndowooza wikisinga bbiri emabega omuvuka n'agamba saka mumujjukira omwaka oguwedde gyabadde essomero yagamba nti tugenda vuga ku mmotoka muvuka n'agamba yali emusinaganze nali ndowooza ali mu katemba nabaga abaganda bange bitiibwa eri gye nvuga wallahi nga nange yagisomera edduwa nange yamusabira ogifuna sigirina eyenkana eyo sigirina kati katonda asobola aye tabyetaaga bwenena mmotoka ya katonda gy'omanyi nti yeeyiseewo siriza tazeetaaga yazigaba aye naye avuge naawe ovuge obuyumba buno tabwetaaga okeera ku makya ne bagiyita traffic complex kaneegerezeeko kuba mumuyinza onnyiga temwagala bizimbe okeera ku makya ne bagala bugambi nti eyo bagiyita mafo complex dakiika mami bakuyitani sister Christine complex nebeerawo oluusi ekizimbe ne kibeera n'obagattako n'abaana bo sekajjandi sons n'abaana n'obateekamu bisoboka ababirina balya mmere kigy'otalya abamu n'okusaala tebasaba gwate n'okusaala osaala onalamu ansa man aswani fakaifa man ataani olaba mpa abatantegeera ate gwantegeera gwewanika ne ku mikono n'otegeera ni katonda gy'ali katonda awo abasuula mu masabo ate mwe abamusaba olina atta abantu n'azimbya abaana b'abantu ebigere katonda n'amuwa ekyokulya ate gwamusinza bw'obanga tonnafa bisoboka era njagala bagumye insha allah 2024 mugenda vuge muluka ensajja mudemu amina amina za mwezi kyagala piki mudemu amina mubakiriza tuzivuge ejenga erika amanya gogipakinge wallahi ogiteeke waawo bakubuza oba engato zikiza ogenda nti erimu amafuta obulamu bw'oba olinamu ssente bunyuma naye obulamu bukalubanga tolina ssente. Omwarabu yayimba n'agamba nti wakullu ganiyu fi a'yuni nnasi jalil bw'oba mune ssente mu maaso g'abantu emyaka egyo byakuwa mu myaka ebiri gomanyi oba agenda kufa naye bw'oba mune akasente obulamu bunyuma omuntu nga ayinamu kabeere mwalimu seeka ng'omulesa ayinamu ku ssente ne wabaga muwanike emikono mbawe edduwa toddamu maanyi ng'otegedde nti azaapakinze naye seeka okuwa edduwa nga naye yennyini yeetaaga dduwa engato yambadde stokisi obugere bulingiza buti ate bakusabira bukuti kabeere bano bagundi pasita wamwe ngalamira ayambadde toddamu maanyi so omuntu obulamu ng'olinamu ku ssente bunyuma abaana bo basomera bw'oyagala osula nsaba katonda azibawo n'abaziina azibakuumire muddemu amina abaziina azibakuumire abataziina mungu azibawe abaziina nga tezinawera azibawe nga nnyingi mutandika nozikozesa nga business card pako namba yomugaye kwata dola tisibuka abaana bazirina ate katonda asobola ozituwa ate nga ayisiza wano wennyini wano waliwo obugagga bwa buli muntu katonda abulina iwawo weyimukisa diiru nejja wano negira buli mukozi simba wano oyagala ki nti motoka genda ogivuge oyagala ki nyumba musajja katonda somule ayo nomubira wanga byakusaga katonda amuleeta nga musajja muwanvu ndi mumpi nga mwerunga nze noyita nga toyiye nyini omusajja gweyagala omwerunga oyo seeka so mumbeera bwetu kisoboka muganda wange bw'obanga tonnafa bisoboka abali mu ttaka balina okugwamu essuubi naye omuntu ng'okyali mulamu okyasobola okwogera okyasobola okulya okyasobola okutambula obulamu busoboka okutambula saba katonda ffenna atuwa obulamu ateeka omukisa mu leediyo yaffe mwenna abakume nga muli balamu abataasa abalabe bamwe abeekyama n'olwatu abataasa abantu abeefuula abantu bamwe nga si bantu bamwe abakuumire bakama bamwe saba katonda ateeka omukisa gye yagaliremu nga mweyagalira mu mbeera etali mu saba Katonda abakuumire mu kubeera nga mutegeera ebbanga lyonna, kubanga bitumusaba birinako obusobozi ate tabyetaaga, fe ate ababimusaba tubyetaaga ate nga Katonda abirina. Katonda ffenna abeere atuwa era abeere nga atuggulirawo. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, saba Katonda atuwe kunokozesa ebirungi, wa fil akhirati hasana, ne ku nkomerero ebirungi, wa qina adhaban nar, atutaasa omuliro birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Eno Musiramu bagamba khairul kalam ma qalla wa dalla, ebigambo ebisinga obulungi biba bitono ate nga bitegerekeka. Okwogera ebigambo olinabuuza nti ayogedde ki, olwo Sheekh agenda n'ayogera ebigambo n'alwawo, yasomesa n'asomesa n'alwawo. Bwe yalwawo ng'asomesa baana gansaba Katonda abawejjana abajjagala muwanike ne bawanika, abantu ne bagaana okuwanika. N'agamba mbasabira jjana mugaanye owanika, ejjana ndoza gyeggulu. N'abagaa kati kale abaagala Katonda abataasa omuliro muwanike era tebaawanika. N'ababuuza mmwe mwagala ki? Nabamugaa Sheekh oyogera nnyo twagala kuddaka, si jjana si muliro, twagala kuddaka. N'ebigambo ebyo nsaba Katonda abakuume nga muli kumulamu ebbanga lyonna.
Praise and your Sheikh Mafo Shafiq. Bale tumukubira okugalo bwange. Era mbadde nsaba bagala ku business card yange. Line eyite wane etumaze wanembe. Sheikh atuwebala nnyo ebigambo ebirungi ebyo tuzaamu n'amaanyi. Era nga ogambye omwaka ogujjawo tuba nga tujja waneeno yange ejja pakinga wali eri bbiri. N'ey'omukyala ebeere kumpi wali eri. Akolera wansi wali ene. Ayitegedde kulira Mukama engalo ez'amaanyi. But yes, to our brothers who are not understanding, to be continued for you. We apologize. To our friends from Kenya, welcome to Uganda, yeah? Welcome to Uganda. But in a very special way, I want to take this opportunity just to thank God. I just want, before we invite Apostle, I just want one or two people just tell me what you're grateful for, at least for this 1 year, ever since you joined Nrg. Who is that? Saidat. Hey, Saidat and who? And Sandrina. I need a guy, at least one guy. Yeah? Kale, Ajay. Please. Never says number one being Sandrina. Just one word, and tell us what you're grateful for, and then I get to invite the man of God, Apostle Grace, to come and give us.
Praise the Most High God. I feel kind of joy. I love God so much. But
we eat every day. Well, listen, you guys, there was a time I was homeless and I didn't know what I was going to eat the next day. There's a time I didn't know where the food was going to come from. So every day, knowing that I have my lunch from Monday to Friday, glory to God. Thank you so much, God. I'm so grateful. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for being so nice and sweet to me, and yeah, I'm just grateful. Thank you, God.
Come on, let's appreciate. Someone give her a hug. Aww. So, it's okay. My business card is here. Hey, even our boss, it can't be. It has to be. Our boss, I cannot surpass the business card. My mom will get. Yeah, I cannot surpass the business card. Just for example, I'm fun. I am Zumba. They're not hearing. Just do the needful. Let me put my hand like this. Just from the back. Praise God
for hosting us today. And I apologize even earlier that I come so late. I feel so embarrassed. Our mama here even made it worse. But I thank God for that. I want to also thank God for the team that I came with, Pastor Joshua, from our ministries, and he wants to do our this lady is called Portia. They've been serving with us for about 11 years now. Now we want to speak to Uganda. Here is it. So you can't backbite her. Behind her is a lady who's a veterinary, Nrg Radio 5. Behind there, I also have some people who just having us come 5. Behind there, I also have some other people who just had when I was coming to NRG, they just came. I didn't invite them, I don't know what they're doing. They just came. I didn't invite them, I don't know what they're doing. But they're here. Zan, please stand up. Zan and Miriam. Yes. Thank you very much for having us. Yes, I also have a few minutes to share. Yeah, I know the journey of a startup and what it takes to begin from scratch. We began from I know what it's like to begin from nothing, especially those of you who are here when everything began. You have a lot to tell because you almost become everything. You hold the wires, you know, at one particular point you become everything. It's a good orientation because you cannot appreciate a thing until you understand how it starts. It's easy to judge something when it's up there because one day Nrg will be so big, people will think, no, they began in some skyscraper somewhere in Kampala. But many people don't really give attention to it says, for wisdom is a defense, money is a defense, but the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Now, if you are familiar with the Bible, you'd appreciate that Solomon, the writer of the book of Ecclesiastes, writes 3 books. He writes the Song of Songs, which he writes when he was still a young fellow, like many you are. When he gets into his middle age, he writes Proverbs. And as he ages, in his old age, he writes Ecclesiastes. So the wisdom of this fellow, here, the wisdom, everything really in Ecclesiastes is an experience of a man who went through life, proved and tasted many things, exercised himself in many things, to discover wisdoms that only experience would give. And then he gets to the sum of all things and says that if you have money, it's a cover, it's a defense. If you have wisdom, he says it's a defense. But he says there's something called excelling in knowledge. And he says this is the excellence of knowledge, that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. He's not just talking about wisdom, but he's talking about that spirit or that world where you are excelling and trying to be a better version of yourself. I think in English we call it evolving. You know? All of us live in a world where things adopt, mutate, and evolve. You're a different version of yourself. If somebody met you 10 or 5 years ago, they would not probably have hired you, isn't it? If there are people here, if somebody had met you 4 years ago, they would not have gotten married to you. If somebody had met you 6 years ago, they would not have trusted you with money. But guess what? You evolved. You exercise yourself in some sort of self-improvement, you know. And that's just generally how the world is, by the way. If you study how the world is, if you have to go back since, medieval, Adam, where we come from, the existence of humanity has been preserved with the things that have evolved by the greatest gifts that God gave man. Of course, we are the greatest creation of God, right? Nothing comes close. The Bible says, who is man that you might be low? For you have made him a little lower than the angels. The Hebrew word there for angels is Elohim, which is actually translated as God. So literally, man was made a little lower than God. That's actually the meaning of that text. Nothing comes close to that. But then with that, I think it becomes a special gift that I believe every human being has. The Bible calls that the treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellence of power might be of God. That's the treasure that has built everything we see, right from the ancient history we read, from the civilizations we know to have read concerning man, how cities are built, how nations are built, how empires are built, and then the birth of your mathematics, your algebra, your science, like anybody else. So you're going to a job, or you're running a business, or in a marriage, or you're parent raising kids. The moment you pause that, the world doesn't pause. You see? There's a fundamental law that has been set on the earth since the beginning. For as long as the earth remained, Genesis says, seed time and harvest. There's always a principle of seed, whatever is being planted on the earth, and the harvest that it brings, as of whether that's an idea, that's an invention, that's an innovation, that's a concept, whatever it is, it all begins from a seed principle. No man is a success in life if you don't understand how the seed works. In fact, those of you who read the Bible, the most powerful passage of proverb written in the New Testament, Jesus says, is a parable of the sower, right? And he mentions how one goes to sow the seed on dry ground, on the roadside, some on the stony ground, some on the stony ground, and some on the good ground. And then Jesus tells us, if you don't understand this proverb, you'll never understand any other proverbs. That means it's the mother of all proverbs. It's the foundation of everything you know. Look at the life that will lead the existence of the earth, and everything can compute to this end as the principle of seed and harvest. You were once a seed. From the man's loins, it entered the woman's womb, but it grew. If you don't grow, that's a miscarriage. You know, the kids that are removed, they're not given the opportunity to become. And look at the power just to become. It's the very reason why you're sitting here listening to me on a rooftop somewhere, regardless of what you're doing. Somebody did something, your father and mother met together and created you, and you can't explain how all that process worked, but you're breathing oxygen, you're walking the earth, you have a mind that works, you enter that womb of your mother, and there's this science that sort of knows that this is where the bone should go, this is where the eye socket should be and where the eye should sit, this is where the tongue should be, this is where the ears that it should hear, and you know the first part that grows on a human being in the womb, it's the brain, you know? Amazing. It's this thing, it's the first thing that develops in a human being once conception takes place. That's why some of you have seen, you know, those ultrasounds or whatever cameras are looking through humans. You see that the most accentuated thing there is the head, because that's the beginning of all human life. The heart gets its identity from this head. The kidneys are developed from this brain. Everything begins from here, up here. You see? And that's when Paul says something in scripture when he says that with my mind I serve the law of God. What is the law of God? The law of God is faith. You cannot believe anything in life except your mind is working right, okay? So now speaking with Christine here, she was sharing with me the challenges, which I, agreeably as a pastor, I think I haven't seen worse than you have had. Because I face this every day. I pray with the parents, I pray with young people, and like she has said, I cannot amplify it more than many of you should know. That I think one of the biggest attacks now in our dispensation is here. Mental health. People are sick here. You're seeing people walking, but people are not okay here. Emotionally, psychologically, people are not okay here. If you go to the UK and study the suicide rates, I mean, I've seen people on CNN speaking, right? And this guy is probably an employee. I'm sorry, no offense intended. You see, he's an employee. He's working for a television company, and he's paid a job every day, and he's probably one of the best news anchors, but he speaks something, and you know, there's just something off. I don't know that some of you have noticed this. You understand? Yeah, somebody, you know, and they're not, it's not their fault, it's just the world that has come with so much, and we're living now in the age of information overload, where everything now is coming here. You know, they said that in the last 2 years, they've created more data. Earth has created more data than all human history combined. That's your TikTok, your Facebook, your Snapchat, your X, your Y, your Z. Everything else is there. Now Nrg has also come. Everything is here, you know. And tomorrow something else is going to come, because human beings are changing every day. And you know, I meet your team and they're telling me every great thing you guys are doing. And I'm hearing this one thing that keeps ringing in my head. I don't know that some of you know the seriousness of shaping culture. Because human civilization moves on the axis of 3 things: reason, truth, culture. You understand? And whether you want it or not, this world that goes, it's usually the two. Every time there's a two, out of the 3 meaning, you know, the destiny of men can be changed, can be defined. You see, I've seen instances where people have made decisions based on culture and truth. I've seen instances where people have made decisions based on truth and. But Sheikh didn't have this. Okay, it was here. Sorry, I move a lot. I'm sorry. My feet, pray for my feet. When my mom produced me, it came out fast. So anyway, but what was I? What was I?
Shipping culture.
Yeah, shipping culture. So I was saying that you have this triangle of truth, reason, and culture. And we can make decisions based on what truth and culture speak, or what reason and culture speak, even if it's not agreeable with truth. And that's really the journey that I believe the world is going through. Unfortunately, with the African mind, allow me to engage you on this. One wise man said that the challenge with Africa is not the mind, but the mindset. Because of colonialism, apartheid, and all these other things. Our orientation, from the cradle, comes sort of with so much challenges, because I think for so long you were taught how to think. And your colonial masters, our colonial masters, determined how we were thinking. And so it's almost as though we're always moving behind a certain schedule, right? And once then this black mind starts to wake up, you have heard of the Tubmans, you've heard of the Martin Luthers, you've heard of the Louis Farrakhans, you've heard of the Martin Luthers. I think most of them are now dead, right? There's just something that doesn't even allow them to live because they're thinking a certain way. So you must understand even the danger of evolving. You must understand even what's at risk, or how much it costs even to just be a better version of yourself. Nelson Mandela was held in that prison for 27 years because he was trying to open the mind of a young man to think that you're actually better than this. And that orientation, that means that everything we are creating, everything that defines our shifting consciousnesses, because the arts, every form of art is actually a catalyst of shifting consciousnesses, right? Whatever you guys are defining here, you're designing the next consciousnesses of the next generation. There was a time certain things were unbelievably wrong, which now are generally accepted as true. You agree, right? There was a time it was, okay, now, for those of us who I was born in the 80s, man, publicly kissing somebody. How? How do you publicly kiss somebody? You were not going to go back home that day. Your father would lock up the gate and say, "Wakozechi." Are you learning something? But now we're in a generation where kissing is what? It's normal. So, in as much as, to whatever degree of judgment that might be, I'm not here to help or to judge, that world. The most important thing is, and why I'm talking to you, especially Africans, is because many a time it's almost as though we're learning from a certain mind that is determining who we are, instead of telling our narrative and telling our own story. You see what I'm saying? So the challenge we have in shaping culture is to not only stay relevant to this young generation, which is number one most importantly, but number two, to help you still manage your story and build things that certain people from without can come and actually learn of us and report another version. Is that possible? Am I making sense? That you can actually create content, be and evolve and become everything you can be, but at the end of the day, we have a dream. It's like when we're running Fanero. There was a time, it was not even possible for an African man to have a program on say TBN or Desta or God TV, because we didn't even have, even if you had the content, the message, you didn't have the quality of production. Who understands what I'm saying? The quality of production, to cut that out. And I sat down these black boys and girls and I told them, look, we're going to do something that even BBC or CNN will look at and say, these guys have production. You're following where I'm coming from. Why? Trying to rewrite the story of Africa, right? And I remember the first time these guys from South Africa called me and they say, we want you on TBN, which is 1 billion people. And then Desta came, and then Gold TV came, and then Faith TV. We're in Europe, literally. We just signed with TBN Russia, all the way from Uganda. Hello? So the Russians now are tuning on. And one of the greatest ministers of the United States, one of the greatest teachers there, comes reaching out to our team in production because his team wants to learn how we're doing production. You know, we are shaping now that culture of doing production in church. You understand? How the drones are moving, everything is calculated. Every camera person on that ground is under a certain synchronicity and they are all aligned to a certain order, which is all tuned and they are all communicating at the real time. Yes, we have, our internet is still bad, but we're trying. You understand? Even that discipline to know that if an error begins at 5 p.m., tick, tick to the dot, it will start. If it's 3 seconds off, I have to ask this guy, why isn't this working? Why? Because they used to say, Africans don't keep time. No, we do. You see where I'm coming from? We are shaping what? Culture. But then you also must understand the general mind here of where the world is going. Are we really attuned to the speed at which the world is going? You began from analog, right? Analog computers, analog television, analog radio, Then we entered into the age of digital. And digital has become everything. It's almost as though you think it's the end of things. Now we've come into the conversation of quantum computing. It's another world. Your computer of 1 and 0 bits is coming to an end. These guys are building computers that can do in a second what your supercomputer would do in 5 years to compute. It's qubits now. It's 1 qubit is a multi-dimensional state. If you don't understand, don't worry. Just English. You understand? And so with the future of that and what you're seeing in augmented reality and artificial intelligence, robotics, the Internet of Things, big data. Some of you know these things more than I am a student. But now you're looking at a time where you're going to enter quantum supremacy, where, quantum computing is going to marry artificial intelligence. Now, for you, you're still in digital. And you're doing well there. You see what I'm saying? But there's a world where we're going, where everything we see now is going to change. Because these guys are, with this kind of computing, energy and matter are going to go to atomic and subatomic level. They're going to define things that you could never even imagine, either in your health, in your technology, in your education. Every aspect of humanity is going to change like we know it. There's Africans who are waiting for it to change. Right? But there's also Africans who are part of that change. And they also want to define a narrative as this change takes place. You cannot shape culture if you're not ready to be at the forefront of every changing dispensation. That's what Nrg is, I think. Am I right? Now, to even get these, because in a normal radio station, this guy, they look so young. How can you hire them? You understand it? By age already, they will be what? Disqualified. So you must understand how much faith somebody actually has in your age to say, no, we know you're young, but we can believe in you. You get where I'm coming from? Hearing what, you have a wonderful team, and when the team came to meet me, the only reason why I decided to actually come was you had people who are so convincing. And I was telling Mama Christine here, these guys convinced me, everything you speak, they say, that's who we are. Like speaking all your heart, and then a guy gets the total sum of things. Apostle, that was our beginning. You're actually still there. For us, we've already this is where we are. And I got so proud to know that we have a group of people who are not only confident of where they are going, because me, honestly, radio. Do you understand? Eh? But I'm speaking for so many people. You get my point, eh? Because it had started to just be some idle noise in the background there. You understand? But then ultimately, and I will ask the question I asked your team as I finish, I asked them, look, you are playing this music, you're doing your DJ, you're scratching the CDs and, doing your sales, and everything is just working as per the job and the pay that you're receiving. Right? But how many people here know the 3 stanzas of the national anthem? You see what I'm saying? Can sing them. But you know Chris Brown's album. Are you following what I'm saying? Yeah. That in part tells us that we have a big job to do in the place of orientation. That as you are evolving and becoming this great thing that you are, please do not forget who you are. You know, that we come as underdogs, but we're going to build something so amazing that will get Russians and Americans to come and say, we want to study from you. How are you doing this? And in shaping culture, you're not going to escape the aspects of culture. You're not going to escape religion. And it's, you know, let me say, multi, you know, opinions or diversities. You're not going to escape politics. But not the politics that is determined by some other determination, which is determined also by some other, you know, but a generation of critical thinkers, people who can apply logic and reasoning, people who, you know, it's like when I listen to a DJ, I want to hear how much does he know, not how much music can play. Okay, you can make one sentence, but because you can actually shape culture on radio. You guys, this is an altar. It's an opportunity you have to speak to millions of people, and yet you're also paid for it. What a job. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so you have the opportunity to actually speak into the mind of somebody, and you can, even in your madness, as crazy as you can, still make sense. You know, there was a time, now I'll speak for Christian radio, there was a time we used to put on Christian radio, and you had a guy, okay, there was a time we used to hire a person because they spoke nice English. They were just eloquent. Now, who isn't eloquent? God, people can speak English. My God. They can even put R's where the L's are. You understand? Hair can become hair. Even the L is so to tisa. You understand? But at the end of the day, the content that is coming out of that person. You see? So, as I finish this, I think somebody asked me once and said, but how do you do it? You get it? I'm doing 15,000 people every week who go to school, engineers, members of parliament, doctors, DJs. You're doing every kind of person. We do 605 branches in Uganda alone. And then we have branches in Bahamas. We have branches in Northern Ireland, UK, China, everywhere. You know? But 605 only in Uganda. You gather 80,000, 70,000 people, 100,000 people in a meeting of anniversary 31st. So there's, how do you do it? And I tell them, look, every day I'm improving myself. Every day I'm improving myself. I'll have to read the Bible. I am reading, you know, science. I'm reading Semanyaviti. I'm reading, you know, medieval history of Europe. I want to understand slave trade. Which costs did they use? Why is politics like this? The other day I was reading a book on statecraft. Machiavelli and Augustine. I want to understand how nations are run. I'm reading Mesopotamian wisdom, the Chaldean wisdoms. Not all these things I'm going to preach on the altar. But there's a person who I make sense to when I make one statement. So that is the thing Africans never had. We're simply as if just learning from whatever they were willing to give to us, because we're not self-taught. We don't invest in reading. We don't invest in improving ourselves. If there's a message I can give you, improve yourself every day. Once you do that, the universe has a way of reconciling things for you. Are you following what I'm saying? Because God created this world. He knows where everything agrees. There's just this, he said, wisdom. He said, knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. The literal Hebrew is, it preserves a man who has it. In other words, if you want to be preserved relevant, and let me say this lastly, you don't even need to be the best at a thing. Sometimes you just need to identify the best and copy. Imitations are godly Torah. Yeah, seriously. No, read the story of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson always prayed to give the world one thing the world will never forget. Some people think it's Thriller. No. Who can guess what Michael Jackson left the world that the world will never forget? That's one thing. Who knows it? Huh? Thank you. Somebody said it, but they were shy. Moonwalk. Wanji? Yes, moonwalk. But no, he did many moves. But there was just, he says, well, his story said that he studied all these best dancers, James Brown and the rest, and He just wanted to give the world one thing that the world will never forget. And then he gets a synergy of James Brown and some other fellow, I forget his name. And then he joins one dancing stroke that becomes the moonwalk. He does it once on stage and the rest is history. Up to today, you can sell a shirt of Michael Jackson at $1 million, just one shirt, because he gave the world one thing. But is that the last dance? Hey, possibly in a movie? Is that the last dance? No. It's somebody evolving and in there, somewhere in their garage or basement dreaming. So, you get the new I don't know who I came for, but I never go places by mistake. I never speak by mistake. There's somebody here with a very big dream. You're just at Nrg as a start. They don't even know who you are yet. They don't even understand what you have on you. You know, in my primary consecrations, I asked God something. I asked him for a language. I asked him for a vocabulary, spiritual, not physical. I don't speak better English than many of you. But I asked him for a language that would give me a distinction that, yes, pastors are going to speak. When I speak, they'll say, that's Apostle Grace speaking. Something you won't hear on a CD, on a radio, something that's not like a Nigerian movie. Give me a Nigerian here. You know, they're so predictable. Like you can, when they start speaking, you can look at it, to God be the glory, the grandmother. You know, and I used to watch them. I promise I did. And I told my church, I stopped watching a Nigerian movie the day a woman, which was a ghost, was crossing the road, and she turned left. He turned right. It was chasing a woman who had killed her. The thing reached the road and looked, Nina, and I'm going to put your book on. No. Okay, producer or director, whoever you are. Didn't it come in your head that a ghost? So it's some of those small things, but they can be watched in some of those movies. Hollywood can't make that error, but we're changing that narrative. You're hearing what they're doing in Hollywood, right? These guys are doing great now. It's our time. It's our time. So I want to pray with you. Even with Thanksgiving, really, the heart here is thank God for Nrg, because it's really leading in this story of the evolving pattern of radio. I think I get that right. You're redefining something. It's not yet concrete. Some of you are just employees, but some of you get it, that, or majority of you get it, that there's something changing in the way we understand radio. That's how I'm here. There's no money you can pay me. No. You've seen my business card. But I want to thank God for you guys. I want to celebrate him for you. Father, I thank you. This wonderful team, the dreams they have, the aspirations. The seed of greatness that I've awakened this afternoon. And I believe the beginning of many things. I believe that somebody is hearing me, even with the gratitude you have for being a part of a going concern, something working and evolving into the next phase of radio like we understand it. I pray that may the next years ahead of you define something on you. It's not only going to become a light, but it's going to be a guiding template for the world to come. And I see there's somebody here. I see people fly just to come and see your creation. I see people write emails and get notes just to come and see what God is doing through you. And you're the reason why I came today. I thank God because that seed has been planted and it will produce fruit that will echo through eternity to the glory of his name and expansion of the kingdom. And I speak divine health over you, peace over you. And I pray for you that those of you who had fallen off the course, I pray that may God reconcile your relationship with him. Those of you who don't know him, I pray that you'll know him. In Jesus' name I've prayed and believe. Nelson said, God bless.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Wow. Sorry, Dangote. I just had to pick the mic. Wow. Thank you. That's all I can say. And I want to believe that everything that Apostle Grace has given us is going to plant a seed in each and every one of you, so that you're not the same person at the end of this year. Thank you. At this juncture, we have a very special guest who is our best friend, and I'm sure you all know Miss Leona Tura. I know people go and see Tura more than they come and see me and Anna, and for that we are very grateful. I'd like to invite you just to say a word.
Hi guys. I wanted to talk to you today about energy and what energy means to me. And I was going to tell you about like the human body and all living things and how they're a source of energy and how, you know, our bodies are made of cells, and inside cells is DNA, and inside DNA is atoms and protons and neutrons. But inside of that is the quantum space, which Apostle Grace talked about quantum physics. Inside of that is just an energy field. So every living thing comes from an energy field, right? That's what energy means to me. So I had a whole smart scientist talk about that until I saw Apostle Grace and heard he was coming. Someone told me that Apostle Grace was coming, and what did I tell you? What did I say? Please say it. Please say it.
You're playing for the stars.
He said he was going to get Apostle Grace to come here. I'm nearly done.
The guy's on the right.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I said to him, he said he wanted to invite Apostle Grace, and I said to him that you're really shooting for the stars. I'm not going to be part of this attempt, right? And so I'm really grateful for every one of you that has come to my office this year. I hope that next year the rest of you will take this very seriously as a resource that Nrg has created for you. But out of honor, there's a hierarchy for me. I absolutely cannot speak after Apostle Grace. I can't. Out of honor. I'm not terrified of him. I'm not scared of him. You know, some of you think us safeties are like you think we're crazy and like someone has brainwashed us or something like that. It's honor. Yeah, it's honor. There's a hierarchy for some of us, and the things that we put, there's a way that certain people stand in our lives that is so huge that you can't really articulate verbally. Every time I run into him, I don't have words. Oh, I'm crying. And so, out of honor, I'm going to stand down on whatever I had to say and just tell you to just remember what Apostle Grace said. Thank you.
So the people on the live can also hear me, yeah? Who am I? I mean me? Anyway, but before we go any further, there was this one person that we missed to introduce to the team. That is our head of programming over there, Kevin Bellwood. Yeah. Why don't you come and say hi to the people? Why don't you come and say hi to the people, yeah? Come to. Yeah. Hey, Tim. Oi, oi, oi. Well, thank you so much, guys. Just like Apostle Grace Lubega said, shaping culture. And I believe it has now made what we're talking about earlier on. Now we know the last statement to finish with, right? So I'm going to ask again, who are we?
Nrg Radio.
Okay, when I say who are we, say energy. What are we? We're Nrg Radio. And what do? We shape what?
Culture.
So, who are we?
Energy!
What are we?
Energy!
What do we do?
Shaping culture.
Thank you so much. So without wasting time, and there's no Thanksgiving without cutting cake.
Yes.
And without cutting cake. So I'm going to request our team over there, Mariam and Monica and the team, to just come through and help us on that. And to also the people that are watching, we're streaming live by the way on our YouTube page. That is at Nrg Radio UG on YouTube. And a big shout out to the boss man, Kevin Muley, who is watching. Yeah. Kuba. Yeah. We're here having a good time, yeah. Thank you so much. And that's Nrg Radio. And I know 2024 is officially a year of shaping culture in the media industry as Nrg Radio. Apostle, even me, I just, let me honor the hierarchy. I cannot say anything.
No, you,
especially me, son of God. Please, I'm going to request the team to come over with the cake. I don't know where we're going to cut it from, but I'm going to request if we can just clear this just a little bit. And then I'm going to request Apostle and the team and Madame Christine and Kevin.
No, I think the kids should have.
Hey, the kids, okay, sure. So, Mr. DJ, you can just put some small music for us. Something lower. Yeah, let's do it on that. Yeah, that's nice. Please. Yeah. And as we, Mr. DJ, as we cut the cake, our boss, I was telling you, is streaming us, and he has this message that he wants us to read for you. And he says, indeed, wisdom is the principal thing, and through hard work, perseverance, and the faith in God, we can achieve our God-given dreams. We love you. That's what he has said. Thank you so much, and I hope the message has been delivered. We don't have his business card, but we'll make sure for Kevin his business card. But next time we will, sir. Thank you so much. And so, Madame Christine has said, we'll let the kids come and cut the cake.
So you asked me.
Yeah, you can. And the team and everyone, just please, guys, come through. Let's do this, and then after that we take a group photo. Yeah, if we can just. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. As I, yeah, it is. That's who we are. Guys, come through. Don't be scared, yeah. The knife. Yes. Okay.
The last bone is not here. Someone get for us, DJ Vans.
The last bone of the place. Vans, Sheila, Sean. They need to come through, yeah? Let's cut this cake together. Tisha. Yeah, please. Join us. Oh yeah. So should we wait for the last bone? No. They're on air, yeah? Okay. We count from 5? Okay, so so 5 from 12, yeah?
Come on.
Okay. From February to December. We actually started in Jan. Feb, yeah. Jan 18th. Okay. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December! Congratulations, Nrg Radio. And 2 more years of shaping culture and being the number one music, the number one name in music. Yeah. And of course, guys, where are you going? Where are you going? We're going to take a group photo. Where are we going? We have the man of God inside, and also you guys. We need to keep this in our wall of fame. Come on, yeah. The Energy Wall of Fame. Tura, please join us. Come on, please, just join us. Thank you so much. Okay, so on the count of 3, 2, what do we do? We need some people here. Okay, guys. Hey, Linda, please. Okay. So we do it together, yeah? So who are we?
Energy.
What are we?
Energy Radio.
What do we do?
Shaping culture.
Somebody say cheers! Thank you so much, guys. So I don't know who's going to serve the cake, and let's have a bite of the cake. Just Mariam.
Are able to come for a night of prayer?
Yeah, sure. Please, pass over if we can cut the cake. But also a quick one here. Hey, on the 31st, on the 31st of December, that is next week. Please don't miss. We should go for night of prayer, yeah? At Lubega, KCCA grounds. It's going to be a night of prayer, and our host will be Apostle Grace Lubega. We're going to be there and enter the new year in style. Thank you so much. Mr. DJ, Twake Shongora, as we... Twake Shongora. Akabari. I trust in you. I trust. I don't know where I left my phone. Where, Tisha? Team. We should take a post with vibe, You should go with vibe, Hey. Aha. Aha. Head boy. Good to see you, bro. How are you? I'm good. What are you doing?
For serving.
You came late. Where were you?
I came late. I was from another meeting.
Okay. But thank you so much for coming through, guys. Thank you so much.
Everything is okay?
Yeah, everything is good.
I'll give you a call.
Sawa.